Hello and welcome to Friday Night Not So Live. My name is Sharon Rogers and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And each Friday I try to come live with a Stampin' video of some sort. Tonight I'm not live because I'm at a comedy show. It is Thanksgiving weekend, and so this is something, a tradition that we have. I like to go out the day after Thanksgiving. A local performing arts center has a great show usually, and tonight is no exception. It's a comedian that I love, and I'm gonna have lots of fun and lots of laughs with some friends. However, I did want to still leave you with a project to watch now or to watch later. Some of you may have exhausted yourselves from Black Friday shopping, so go ahead, just relax, craft along or not, or watch it another time. I think you're going to enjoy the projects I have for you tonight based on inspiration gleaned from a gift I received at a recent class. Check it out. So last weekend, one of my 2 dozen in 2 hours class participants, and she's also a team member, brought me this gift. She had picked up some rolls of wired ribbon at Michael's, and this was one of them. And what she noticed was this looked just like the stamp from the Trucking Along set and the punch. So they coordinate together, right? So she gave that to me. I thought that was very thoughtful. And then I thought, you know, I just love this. Let's go ahead and try to recreate it in card form. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I have a piece of crumb cake cardstock, and I've already cut and folded it, but I'm not sure if I'm just going to make it a simple card or if I'm going to layer it up. But we're going to start with it as a card right now. I've got my real red ink out, and when I'm using, a lot of times I'll use the outline stamp, and then I will use the more bold fill kind of stamp. But I found with this set that I like to use the fill first. Now this may be a little difficult for me working around the camera, but we're going to try our best. So let me clean that because I'm going to need that block. Clean it real quickly. And now I'm going to get the detailed stamp or the truck outline out. And here it is. Oops, knocked over my Stampin' Mist. And I think I will outline it in an early espresso because I don't know, it kind of goes nicely with the card base. Let me go ahead, see if I can stand up over this. And when I'm lining it up, I take the light marks that are on these wheel wells here and on the tops of the, you know, the hood and the bed, and I make sure I can see those through my stamp because they go right at the top of the wheel well. And so now you can see I did a pretty good job there. It is pretty easy, even when you're working around a camera. Now I'm going to bring in, now at this point I have a couple choices. I can just color in the wheels and, you know, with a black marker or something, or I can stamp them because there is a stamp in this set for the wheels. Let's go ahead and do that. So this Trucking Along set is one of the online exclusives, which means you're not going to find it in any catalog ever. You're just going to find it online. Let's see, let's get out a black ink here. I'll get my Memento black out. Let's put the early espresso away. Ink this up. Again, I'm going to see if I can get over this nicely. Not sure how well I did there. Not too badly. The side's up a little bit, but I could fix that with a marker, or I could leave it. It's really not that bad, but I could fix that with a little black marker pretty easily. There we go. And put this in here, fill this in a little bit. Okay. So if you notice on the ribbon, there's a bunch of snow. There's a lot of white in there. So I'm going to bring in something you don't see me use a ton, my craft white Stampin' Pad. Now, this looks pretty old, right? And it is pretty old. I've had it for a long time. You can refill the ink pads, but the craft ink stays wetter longer, and you can find the white ink right here on the bottom of page 137 of your annual catalog. And it is the, what number is that? 4, Craft Stampin' Ink, the white pad. It's $10.50, and you can get a refill for $4.50. It stays wetter longer, so you can also emboss with it. But I'm gonna squeeze my ink pad together a little bit, or I could just use my re-inker. I have that as well. I'm gonna take my little blender pen here, and I'm gonna pick up some of this ink. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in what would be kind of this hubcap region. I do that over here. So that really just makes this white and stand out. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this up here like there's little snow. So it's not just the light hitting this. It's a little bit of snow kind of up on the top. I'm going to put a little more snow on the roof. And on the bed of the truck. So just color that in a little bit. All right, now before I do anything else, I'm gonna keep that open, but I'm going to bring in one more stamp, and that is the stamp that adds, oops, sorry, I almost dropped my stamp. I'm going to bring in the ground effect. And rather than use another color entirely, let's go ahead and use the Early Espresso again. A nice dirt ground. Okay, you can see that there. And I think we probably need, let's look at this. Looks like there's plenty of snow on the ground as well. So let's go ahead and kind of just put some snow on the ground. And it's just kind of a rough coloring. I'm not, I'm not worried too much about anything here. I might do what they had done on the ribbon and kind of add in some white there. A little frost on the window. So there we have our little pickup truck. That's kind of cute, huh? Now we need a little saying to go with it. Now to clean your blender pen, all you will do is get a piece of scrap paper, or in this case I've got a piece of chipboard, and I will just run this over it until my ink doesn't show up anymore. Okay, so now I saw white up here and here, but I'm not seeing any more white, so good to put the cap on. All right, now, because the whites does stay wet or a little bit longer, you might want to hit this with a heat tool, or you can just wait for it to dry. We do have something else going on with our truck, though, and you can see there's a tree in the back. There's presents, too, but I'm going to have to choose one or the other, and I'm going to choose the tree because I think that's quick and simple, easy to add. And if I look at the color in here, it looks a little bit more shaded spruce to me. So we will get the shaded spruce ink pad out. And this will just pop this right in the bed of the truck. Okay, and if we need to get it a little bit deeper, we could stamp over that again. But there is also in this stamp set, let me show you, there's the tree and then there's the outline of the tree. So I can make it a little bit darker by stamping the outline over it as well. All right. I just gotta orient it. All right, so there we go. We put our tree in there. And then I can add some snow to that as well. I should have thought about that sooner, shouldn't I? I go back in here and get some white ink, and we'll just, he's gone out and he's picked the tree himself and gotten some, I've got a tree with some snowy branches on it. All right, cleaning my blender pen again. I'm just kind of rotating it as I go around, so I get it off of all sides of that. Now we just need a little sentiment. And in here, there's a wishing you a festive Christmas. So let's find that one. That's right here. So we will clean that later, that other one later. And I'm gonna go ahead and just stamp this in the brown. I'm gonna keep things kind of country looking. All right, let's see, I gotta get this straight here and centered. And so wishing you a festive Christmas. And so this makes us, you know, it's a pretty simple card. And that's all we've got, but it coordinates here. What I could do now is create a tag to go with the gift. Remember, we made these tags on Sunday, so I don't need one quite this big probably. We could get away with a smaller one and create a tag that coordinates with the card and with the ribbon. And we'd be done. Let's see if we can do that real quickly. Now, before we get to our tag, I just wanted to remind you that you have until tomorrow, November 25th, to place your Black Friday special order with me. Now, there are two options that I have going on for Black Friday, which carries into Small Business Saturday. And that is the first option of the adhesive kit. Now, the adhesive kit is normally $27.50. It comes in this clear bag and will contain 4 different types of adhesive. It contains a roll of tear and tape, and it contains a package of dimensionals, a roll of mini glue dots, and my favorite, green glue. So if you would like this is cash and carry only, so it is only good for local customers for pickup or local delivery. And that's just because it would cost too much to then turn around and ship this to you. If you want to pay the shipping for that, I will gladly send you one. However, it's better off probably for you to just order on your own. Speaking of which, that second option, you might order some adhesive, but if your order is $50 or more, then I will include on your order either a pair of paper snips or a take your pick tool. If your order is $100 or more, I will include one of each. I will pay the shipping and handling and tax on the free items. You'll pay the shipping and handling and tax on the merchandise that you've ordered to qualify for the free items. Now, in order to take advantage of this, you must email me your order. You cannot place the order online, otherwise I have no way of including this on your order and thereby getting it to you at a reasonable rate. Otherwise, I have to pay for shipping and handling to get it to me and then to send it to you. So if you'd like to take advantage of this, email me by the end of the day tomorrow, Saturday, November 25th. As a reminder, Stampin' Up! Has released the last chance list associated with this mini catalog. So if there's something in here that you love and it's going away, now is the time to grab it. It will help you get towards the qualifying marks for one of these freebies. But also it's the only way you can guarantee that you have the items in here that you love. Remember, these are while supplies last, and only a few things are carrying over. Now, let's get back to our tag. All right, let's do this process again. We will start with our truck fill stamp, so the one that colors it in. And of course, you could be coloring with blends too. You can start with just the outline and go ahead and fill it with the Stampin' Blends, color it in. And let's switch to the outline. And again, we will do that in Early Espresso. Get up and see what I'm doing here. I think I can line it up pretty well. Yeah. And, oh, let's see. The wheels, right? The wheels we did in the black. Let's bring our wheels back in. You can see this really does come together pretty well. And if I wasn't switching blocks all the time, it would be easier. So this would be a great one to mass produce, I think. Ooh, that's pretty close to perfect, if not perfect. Wow, kind of impressed with myself. That doesn't happen a lot. All right, let's see if we can find our shaded spruce ink again. And we'll ink up our tree. There we go. I think my shaded spruce could use a little sprucing up. I think it needs a little bit more ink. I think it's time to apply my refills. I should do that at some point on camera for you. It's been a while since I've done that. And I'll just stamp the outline of the tree right there. All right. And then we'll bring in our snow again, just as we did before. Got everything colored this time though, so it means I won't have to open and close this a million times. Oh, we didn't do the ground, did we? Let's go ahead and do the ground. Because again, we're kind of mimicking the ribbon and the card both at the same time. If I'd been thinking, I should have done the presents in the back of this one. But alas, I was not. So we're just going to make them the same. All right, got my white already on here. I'm gonna fill in my hubcaps first. They required the most ink. And if this stays too wet for you, too long, you can certainly dry it with a heat tool. That's what I really did on my other one. Okay, that's pretty good. Add some snow here, just in different places on the tree and on the truck. bit of snow on the roof. Make his windshield a little frosty. I think I need a little bit more ink. Squeeze the pad together. Get a little more ink on there. Really add some snow to different places. Okay. Oh, we forgot the snow on the ground, didn't we? I don't have nearly enough ink on here. Let's see. There we go. There we go. I really, really, really love this truck. I think it is a darling stamp. And let me just show you, for those of you who may not have seen a previous video that I did, there are just so many seasons. So you have some surfboards and palm trees, and you've got some, these are flowers, so buckets of flowers for summertime. You've got some regular trees that you can put by the roadside and a fence, or you could put a fence along the back of the pickup. We've got some sunflowers and flowers to go in the back. We've got presents. So, and we've got even some clouds up there. So this is a pretty versatile stamp set. All right, I'm gonna finish cleaning my blender pen off to the side here. And let's go ahead and see what else. We're making a tag out of this, right? So what I'm gonna do is bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I need my plates. So normally it's a number 1 and a number 3 plate, but my gray plate, which is the number, oh, my gray plate is the number 3. So it's normally a 1 and a 2, but this is a 3 and a 2, because my gray plate seems to be the one that works best here. And I'm bringing in the Stylish Shapes dies. And do I want to, I think I do, I want to center that. Let's just go ahead and kind of adhere this in place with a Post-it note, just so it doesn't shift on me. I don't think it would anyways. We're gonna put that right through our little machine. This is the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss, for when I don't want to lug the big heavy one over here. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, look, isn't that cute? So cute. Let's see. I think if we go back to the words here, we've got special delivery. That would be kind of a nice little sentiment to put there on the front, I think. Yeah, the other ones don't work, but special delivery will work. I just need to find where it is on here. Oh, here it is. All right, so let's get a block out. And we'll just do this in black. And let's see. I'm going to make the special straight. And the delivery's crooked. And then let's get out our ribbon that we used on one of the tags on Sunday. And we can go ahead. I happen to have a 1/8 inch hole punch right here. I could use the ones that I have in the tag die set too, but this one works just fine. I say that, but I didn't punch it out very well. All right, there we go, something like that. If I thread this through, I mean, this would make a cute little ornament as well, but it's also a nice tag to attach to maybe a bow that's on the present. But I'm going to leave my ends a little bit long so I can attach that nicely. Let's take our scissors. All right, so I can tie that onto the package and then trim it. And maybe what I'll do in the meantime, let's make a little knot down here. That way it won't slip off while I'm waiting for it to be tied onto the package. All right. So we'll just kind of maneuver this down towards the base as much as possible. Here we go. And if you wanted to spruce this up a little bit, you know what? I think I have a little bow left over from the other day. Remember on Sunday I cut a bow that was a little bit too small? Well, that one could go right there. I could just attach it. Trim the end, of course, because this is starting to fray. Okay, so I could just attach that right up there with a glue dot. If I knew where my glue dots were, which I don't, except for I have these really very handy. So these are extra glue dots left over from a paper pumpkin kit. Another reason why I love my paper pumpkin and regular kits, collection kits. I always have leftover adhesive that I can use on other projects. So there we go. So we have a little tag, or you can consider that an ornament, whichever way you want to think of it. And we have our ribbon, and we have our coordinating card. So isn't that cool how it all coordinates? The only difference, or the biggest difference, this truck's facing the other way. Oh well, you can't have everything. Thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you've loved seeing how this roll of ribbon inspired me to create this card and this tag or ornament, whichever way you think of it. I love gaining inspiration from all sorts of places, so thank you so much, Susan, for this. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving weekend filled with lots of food and family and fun, and maybe some Black Friday shopping and some crafting, maybe napping. I hope this weekend is really just a wonderful one to launch you into December, which we know is filled with lots of fun for everyone. And maybe, if I'm lucky, even a little bit of snow. Have a great rest of your weekend.